Guys, so in this video we are going to be creating our event flyer, okay? And the event flyer is just about a class that I'm offering very soon in May. It's starting by May 9, how to create your ebook like a pro. So that's what I'm going to be creating our event flyer on. All right, so let's get started, guys. So you want to go and click on create a design, and you want to pick the dimension you want to work with. So this time around I'm going to be working with Instagram post dimension, that is the square 1080 by 1080. We are going to be using more of purple, more of yellow and white. I want to bring in this to give my flyer a lovely effect. Okay, all right. And then the next thing that I want to do is I want to look for the image or picture of a purple gradient background. I'm just going to use this, right? And I'm going to drag it out a little bit. Now that it's properly positioned, I want to add another effect. So you can get this under elements in frames. Okay, so I'm just going to make it white. All right, and I'm going to be copying and pasting. Just going to turn it around. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it out a little bit. And notice that I actually rotated it. I rotate to -117. All right, so you want to take note of that. So I want to bring in the image that I'm going to be working with. Okay, so we are going to be using the image of a lady on transparent background. Okay, so this image we'll be working with, portrait of a diverse woman in white coat, is free, so just search for it. Okay, so it's the image we're going to be using, and I'm just going to position it here, and I'm going to send it to the backwards, not to the back, actually backwards, because if you send it to the back, it's going to go to the back of the frames that you've created. So just send it to the back once, click on it once. So you can now position this properly, and then let's begin to add our information. So I said I'm going to be creating this event flyer for a class that I'm holding very soon. So how to create. Okay, let's make it white so that we can see it properly. Let's position it. So what I'll just do is I'll just copy and paste so that I can add all the other information. So that's what the class is all about, how to create your ebook like a pro. All right, so you want to position it properly, and you want to align. Since our image is on this side, that is your left side, if you are facing your screen, we are going to be making sure that we align our text to our right. Okay, it's very important. It is part of what makes your design look professional and look good. Okay, so I'm going to be changing this font. So I'm going to be changing this font. I'm going to be using Amsterdam font. Is a free font, so we are going to be using Amsterdam 1. Okay, so we're going to be using Amsterdam 1, and we're going to be using Antonio Bold for this. So I'm just going to drag it out a little bit so that it's showing properly, and I'm just going to position my fonts. So I'm going to move how to create to the front. Okay, then the next thing is you are going to select your ebook, only your ebook, and change the color to yellow. Okay, just your ebook. All right, now that we are done with that, then the next thing is I want to add join the online practical class. Join the online practical class. Okay, remember we are aligning to the right as you are facing the screen. So I'm going to change the color to white first, and I'm going to be reducing the line spacing, that is the space between each of the sentence. And then I'm going to be changing these fonts to a free font. I'm going to be changing it to Lato. I'm going to be using Lato. Okay, so I'm not using bold. I don't want it bold. So now that we are done with this, I'm going to reduce it a bit further, and I'm just going to place, you can see that I'm making sure that it's properly aligned. So I'm just going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to write, now we want to include the name of the facilitator. And we are going to make that yellow. So because I copied and pasted this, facilitator is already aligned to the right. You can see that. All right, so I'm just going to copy and paste this again just to make the whole thing faster. And I'm going to be typing the name. It says Oluwaseun Balogun. That's the name of our facilitator. Okay, so I'm going to drag it closer, and then the next information I want to add is, what is Mrs. Balogun all about? So since I'm still using the same font, I'll just copy and paste and say digital marketer, content creator. And suggestion entrepreneur, to shorten it. Okay, so I want to drag it and make sure. So I'm just going to place it and make sure it's aligned. You can see that, guys. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to bring in line from elements. Okay, I'm going to bring in a line. Okay, so this is a line. I want a plain line, not the one that is looking like arrow. And I'm going to change the width. As you can see, you can reduce the width, so I'm using 2, and I'm just going to bring this down here. It's serving as a divider. You know, we have a lot of information here already, so that line is just serving as a divider. Make sure it's aligned, and that is that. So I can now increase this a little bit. Okay, so now that we are done with this, the next thing is I'm just going to add a button that will serve as our call to action button. So you can just come to your element and look for button. Okay, so let's work with this. All right, so I'm just going to place it around here, so you can adjust this a bit. All right, I'm going to change the color. I'm just going to be using purple, but then I'm going to use a deeper shade of purple. Okay, I think this is good. So I'm just going to, let me just copy and paste and write, click the link on the bio to register. Click the link on the bio to register. Right. Now that we are done with that, I'm going to be changing the font to Antonio Bold. Antonio Bold. I'm going to be making it so. Now that we are done with that, I'm going to come and place it on our button. So it's our call to action. It is important. What do you want them to do after seeing this poster? That's what your call to action is all about. All right, so the next thing is I'm going to add another page, and I'm just going to type out some of the things that you will learn in the class. I want to include it on my poster, so I'm just going to quickly type a few things out. How to create your ebook for free. All right, that's part of what you're going to be learning in the class. So you can register for the class. We will start by May 9th. That's when the class is starting, so you can join us. You'll be learning a whole lot. You don't need to outsource anything to anybody except maybe proofreading or editing of your book. Aside that, you'll be able to do everything. Create a mock-up of your ebook, create a landing page, all on free platforms. So don't miss out on the class, guys. Turn your knowledge into money-making machine. That's what the class is all about. So the next thing is you're going to learn how to create an ebook mock-up. The mock-up is what you use in selling your book, is what you use in running your ads. So you're going to learn how to create a 3D mock-up of your book, and then you also learn about the platform where you can upload your ebook and sell easily. And you can even accept payments in any currency if you sell on that platform. So that's part of what you'll be learning in the class. You're also going to learn how to create a landing page in that class. So you are going to be learning a whole lot too, and you are also going to be getting a lot of free templates. All right, so this is not just what the class is all about. So there's a whole lot more. Okay, and you are going to be getting a lot of freebies, templates, copyright templates. Right? So let's stop here. We're going to bring this up here. So I'm just going to position it somewhere around here. Okay, and I'm going to be changing the font to Lato, and you can make it bold, make it purple. All right, then the next thing I want to do is I want to let's make it purple so we can see properly. Okay, so we're just going to add like a title, what you will be learning. Okay, it's just like a title. I'm going to remove this effect. We do not need that effect. All right. Okay, so that's that. The next we are going to do is I'm going to be bringing in a line. So I'm just going to copy and paste this line that I have here already, and I'm going to change it to purple, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker, 3. So just going to place it here. Right. So I'm going to be copying and pasting again. This time around I'm going to reduce it because I won't be needing a long one. So you make sure it's on 90 and you just place it here, and you place it in such a way that it's not really obvious. Okay, so this particular one we will have to reduce it and make sure they're on the same line. All right, so now that we are done, you can reposition, and the next thing you can do is you can bring in your logo. So you can decide to bring in your logo. So let's just add a text and say logo here. You can also add contact information if you want to. You can add phone number if you want to, but the only call to action that I want to add is click the link on the bio. Okay, so you can just place your logo anywhere around here. All right, and this is our event flyer, looking all good and all posh, right?